Okay, another thing to note, sort of a final thing to check on your door installation is per ADA compliance, the standard for interior doors is 5 pounds of opening force. So what I have here is I have our door pressure force gauge. Here it is here, and it measures the pounds of the door. So if this was an interior door, what you're gonna wanna do is you're just gonna wanna make sure that it is less than 5 pounds to open it. Okay guys, so here's that ADA door opener force gauge. You can see the pounds on there, and then there's this little ring. So you wanna set it down to here, and sort of per ADA compliance, interior doors should not take more than 5 pounds of opening force to open them for interior doors. Exterior doors, the rule of thumb is typically 8.5 pounds, but again, it's always best to check your local jurisdictions. So I have this thing set to 0. What I'm gonna do is I like to line up the force gauge right on this portion of the door rail. And of course, there is always gonna be that initial force when you open it, but it does sort of normalize. So here you go. So if you look here, guys, there it is right there. So there's where the ring is. There's the pounds mark. So I'm well under 5 pounds. See that? So it would qualify for an interior door. Now, one thing to note, guys, is different things can affect sort of that ADA compliance. And what I mean by that is, let's say this was an older door and the pivot hinges were shot and there was tons of friction or there was binding with the frame. Well, that's going to affect the opening force of the door. So a door closer, it's a safety device, but it's not an end all to meet ADA compliance, meaning this door closer can for sure be adjusted to meet ADA compliance. But if your door is not set up appropriately to begin with, it's not going to work. So things to check is always make sure your door is free swinging. A lot of exterior doors have that bottom weather stripping, and that could be binding. That could cause an excessive force reading. Different things like that. Now, as far as opening force goes, if you are needing, like if this was registering too high, what I would do is I would lower the spring power on the closer, and then that would make less opening force to open the door. So that's one thing you can do. If you know you're going into a situation where the door can't really have hardly any opening or closing pressure, you might want to look at parallel arm mount installation. With the parallel arm mount installation, just that configuration alone, the physics of it, allow it to basically have, I would say, anywhere from 20 to 25% less spring power than that of a top jam installation. So if you're really needing to manipulate it, you can go with the parallel arm mount installation and then reduce the closing spring power. But these are ADA door closers with an adjustable spring power. As you can see, we were easily able to meet less than 5 pounds of opening force. Obviously, this door doesn't have glass in it, but even with glass, there's tons of adjustment on this. So I hope that helps, guys. I'll do a separate video on measuring for opening force as well, just so to give you guys a better idea. But this tool is available at doorclosersusa.com as well as the door closer. But for now, guys, if you have any questions, please contact us, send us pictures, email us. We are more than happy to help you out in getting you guys the right door closer for your commercial door. I'm Gary with Door Closers USA. Thanks again, guys.